Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday. You're watching The Night at Night. I'm Stephania Jimenez. So we start with this at the top. No punishment for the Edgewood Independent School District police officer who was caught on camera putting his knee on the neck of a teenager. You see it there. Officials say that an investigation determined that Officer Jonathan KSAT did not violate Edgewood policies during the encounter in November, excuse me. KSAT investigates obtained personnel records which show that KSAT was dismissed from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office in 2021 after throwing a female inmate to the floor while working at the Bexar County Jail. The woman broke her tooth, cut her lip. KSAT was able to get the termination changed to a voluntary separation. Also, the honorable discharge from the BCSO was changed to a general discharge. The district attorney's office rejected 2 criminal charges against KSAT, claiming there was insufficient evidence.
I think that's the real concern. This is not the first time, it's not the last time. Why are we so okay with this as a community?
District officials said that they followed protocols when they hired KSAT. San Antonio police are looking for a woman believed to be involved in a drive-by shooting that happened last week. It happened at a gas station on Zarzamora near Buena Vista. The store manager says that he's familiar with the suspect, that woman, and says the woman in that surveillance photo was seen getting out of the white car that you see on your screen. And while she was in the store, a man in the white pickup truck, or a white pickup truck, drove near the white car while exiting. And that's when the manager said someone inside the white vehicle fired shots and the woman in the picture ran back to the car. If you recognize her or you have any information, call Crime Stoppers. That number is 210-224-STOP. So here's another reminder to lock your vehicle, and before you leave anything in there, take all of your belongings. A string of vehicle burglaries happened overnight. This was at an apartment complex off Wiseman near Loop 1604 on the far west side. San Antonio police are investigating reports of several vehicles being broken into.
I noticed my glove compartment was open and I didn't go through it before I went in yesterday afternoon. And then I saw the cop car and I looked in my back window. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, for the most part, the burglars didn't take much, but one woman believes that they would have taken her car if they were able to. It's something another man told us happened to him last month. And so far, police haven't arrested anyone in this case. Now the latest on a triple fatal shooting near Orlando. The 19-year-old suspect accused of killing a 38-year-old woman, a 9-year-old girl, and a TV journalist is expected to face charges in all 3 of those deaths. Happened yesterday around noon, just 10 minutes west of Orlando. Investigators say that Keith Moses shot and killed 38-year-old Natasha Augustine and then went back a few hours later.
At some point around 4 o'clock, he returns to the scene. He goes to the vehicle where the news media people are at. He shoots both the people from News 13.
Now, reporter Dylan Lyons was killed. His photographer was also critically wounded. Investigators say the gunman then went to a nearby house where he shot a mother and her 9-year-old daughter. The 9-year-old didn't survive, and the mother's in critical condition. Back here at home, the city of San Antonio is planning to put more code enforcement pressure on landlords who are not fixing their properties. So in a plan presented to a council committee today, the Development Services Department laid out the proactive apartment inspections program. That's what it's called. Bad actor properties with frequent citations for not fixing certain types of violations, they're going to have to register with the city and they're going to have to pay for it. And code enforcement is supposed to then begin inspecting those places regularly before any new tenants call them with complaints.
Having to register and be subject to these monthly inspections, even on issues that people aren't calling in about, that's the real, I think, incentive to maybe improve your property maintenance.
Okay, so properties are going to be on the bad actor list and under the microscope for at least 6 months, and they could get off that list if they fix their violations and they keep their new citations down. But here's the thing, though, that program, not a done deal, because first, City Council needs to approve it. Now, staying here in San Antonio, let's shift to the weather. Meteorologist Adam Caskey has your Friday forecast.
Cloudy and much cooler tomorrow, near 50 degrees in the morning, and then we're only going to make it to about 57 for the high temperature. And see that 20% chance of rain from noon all the way through Friday night. It's just for a few sprinkles. That's about it. And then Saturday morning, we'll have drizzle and sprinkles, nuisance dampness to cause wet streets, sidewalks, and trails. Same with Sunday morning, but it's not going to add up to much, nothing meaningful. 63 on Saturday, then by Sunday, we're back in the 70s. Next week, we're talking 80s again.
All right, now to some health news. The Centers for Disease Control is releasing new information about the flu season, saying it peaked early and it hit hard, especially for kids, but you know that. The agency says that reported cases of influenza were highest late November and early December. And flu-related pediatric deaths more than doubled over the previous year. The CDC says that the flu vaccine actually reduced the severity of illness for up to 44% of adults who got the flu, and its efficacy was even higher among young children. And right here at home, there's a chart that you're looking at from the Texas Department of Health and Human Services. It shows the flu cases in San Antonio from October to February. You can see that our city had more than 4,500 reported cases almost every week the month of November. Now for February, you see that? Yeah, all the way down. So if you're feeling any symptoms of the flu, like a fever, body aches, a cough, just go to the doctor to get checked out. Do you remember this? Saturday night, San Antonio rodeo goers experienced a rare event, an accident involving the renowned and beloved Budweiser Clydesdales. That ordeal lasted about 20 minutes. At one moment, it was terrifying. Videos of the performance mishap have gone viral with more than 3 million views. Ursula Perry sorts out what happened with an expert and why even she's impressed.
They're magnificent, specially bred, gentle giants of the show ring who spend their whole lives in training for this moment. They offer a glimpse into the strength of teamwork and throw a spotlight on one of nature's most beautiful animals. But Saturday night, a different kind of show.
Uh-oh, that's not supposed to happen.
A tangle of reins and harnesses with horse flesh multiplied by 8, creating an emergency that seemed dangerous, if not deadly, to these horses. Then about 10 minutes later, it's over. The downed horse is unharnessed and managed to get up, then walked off as if nothing had happened.
It was scary.
Expert trainer and team driver with almost 50 years of experience, Ann Van Dyke, was also impressed. There are 4 rows of 2,000-pound-plus draft horses wrapped and trapped in a tremendous amount of leather.
And then to unstrap each of the collars have traces which attach to this double trees, which attach to the next one. I mean, it was amazing that they could get all of that done safely like that in the short amount of time that they did, because that was a mess.
Her observations coming from the fast actions of the driver, as well as an immediate army of Anheuser-Busch staff who jumped into action in the arena. Through it all, the horses remained calm, and so did the trainers, which is likely why no one was hurt, not even the horse on the ground.
He laid there quietly, tried to get up, laid there quietly, and he was just as quiet and as well trained as the rest of them.
All right, now before we go, we got to ask this. Do you still have these unused gift cards? Well, if the answer is yes, you're not alone. According to a new survey from Credit Summit, an online financial advisory services provider, nearly 2/3 of more than 1,200 Americans have at least one unspent gift card. A majority of those surveyed said their unused gift cards were worth $200 or less, not chump change. There are an estimated $21 billion worth of unused or lost gift cards. And according to federal law, gift cards do not expire until at least 5 years from the date that it was activated. So keep that in mind. Now we're out of time. The 9 at Night returns tomorrow. Have a lovely night, and we'll see you then.